Hello everyone and welcome to our web workshop, Collaborate Ultra Let's Get Dirty. And first, let me introduce our wonderful presenter, Whitney Boswell. Whitney is the Senior Instructional Designer at City University of Seattle. Whitney manages instructional design projects. She creates engaging online, mixed mode, and in-person courses, supports e-learning technology, and delivers seminars and webinars on using technology in the online classroom. So today, in this web workshop, Whitney will show you how to use several advanced Collaborate features such as whiteboard, file sharing, polls, breakout groups, and many more. To participate in this interactive activities, you can use the chat and type your questions and comments in the chat box, or you could use your microphones and speak. But when you're not speaking, please keep your mics muted. So it's important to keep your mics muted when you're not speaking so that we wouldn't get that background noise. If you do not have a microphone, you can always call into the session by clicking on the icon that looks like a menu up at the top, and then select Use Your Phone for Audio option. If you have any technical difficulties during this session, please use the chat box and let us know about the issue you're experiencing. We have several moderators in this room and we will help you. And again, please use the chat box if you have any technical issues. Whitney, please take it away.
Thank you, Katrina. Welcome everybody. We've got a good group of people, lots of you out there. Some of you I know, some of you I've heard of, and some of you I don't know at all. This is all about Collaborate Ultra, a lot more of the details and a bunch of different tools within Collaborate. But the first thing, I talked about the profile photo a little earlier, is feedback. So there are a lot of tools I'm going to cover today, and showing some feedback is an easy way for me to see, do you need me to go slower? Or, you know, you can give me some general feedback of you're happy with this tool or you're confused with this tool. And to do that, you're going to look down at the bottom of your screen where you have these icons, and there's a little green circle with a check mark in it, and if you click on that check mark, it will bring you this icon box up and gives you some options. So you can click on slower. It needs to be slower. Whitney, stop talking so quickly. Or I'm confused about this. And it stays for about 30 seconds and then it goes away. So I can see some immediate short-term feedback. And then if you need to, for any reason, step away from your computer, you get a phone call, you can click on away and it will show you to us as not there at your computer. So I won't call on you and think that you don't like me because you didn't answer. And if you want to open the control panel on the right, the Collaborate panel, if you click on the little purple icon in the bottom right if you don't have it open, and if you have it open, clicking on the participants list, which is the two little people in the icon down below, you'll see that whatever you choose will be listed right next to your name. And you can see I am surprised. I have my little surprise face there. So it takes over my photo for 30 seconds and shows it. So that's how I as an instructor could see what people's feedback is all in one place. And at the top it shows how many of each person are doing what. So if Michelle and Katrina also did a surprised face, that little surprised one would go up to 3. And then we've got a happy. So that's a nice little feature if you want to say, hey, do you disagree or agree with this thing we're talking about, you could have them hit either agree or disagree, and at the very top you could see the numbers on that and wouldn't have to count them all up in your head, unless that's the thing you like to do. So that is how you use your feedback. Feel free to do that throughout the session. It's kind of fun. So what we're going to do in this webinar web workshop is learn about some of the Collaborate Ultra's many tools and then practice using some. So thank you for those of you who filled out the survey. That was really helpful for me to see who wanted to try things specifically as well as things you wanted to see. So I'm going to try to cover everything that I made as a example that a lot of people said they wanted to see. And then I'm going to call on a couple of you who wanted to try things to try them. So this is a safe space. If you mess up, it's totally fine. If you want to pass on it, just say pass. But this is a place for you to try it and test it out where you're not in front of your students doing a presentation or anything like that, and you can work through issues you have with me here. So it's kind of a nice thing. So these are the tools in the survey I sent you. These are all the tools that are in Blackboard Collaborate Ultra at the present time, and a lot of them I'm going to go over today, and it might be really quick. It might feel really quick, so feel free to ask questions, type them in the chat, raise your hand. There's a little hand-raising guy or a lady down in the bottom. And survey, I sent a survey out in the reminder yesterday with all of these tools in it. So I apologize if I did not include you on that. I can't remember everyone who was on the email, but I tried to get everyone who registered. So let's get started. I'm going to actually share my screen. And you'll see a lovely mirrored version of Collaborate here, and that's just showing my screen within my screen within my screen to an infinite amount. So try to avoid the craziness over here and focus really just on this panel over here that I'm going to show you. And the first thing I'm going to show you is that the attendees panel, the people who are here, can actually be pulled out of this panel into this area. And that's really helpful if you want to see both the chat and the participants list at the same time. So if you click on and drag this little icon with the people on it over to the left and drop it where it says drop, it will take those participants and put them in this little panel. And it's nice because it fits in a little bit better with the background, and I can actually hit the X down here and it will close the panel but keep the participants. So I can keep this open while I'm doing my presentation so I can see in a smaller version what everyone's feedback is. Or if they're raising their hand, so if someone wants to raise their hand, it will actually show who raised their hands for me. So you pop up to the top of my list and you have the little purple hand raising icon next to you. Yeah. And you'll pop up in order that you raised your hand, which is nice for the instructor to see. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is do some intros with your cameras if you have them and are able to turn them on. So I'm going to go through my team first. I'm going to stop sharing. And we're just going to go through that participants list in order. So Brian, go ahead, and my team, if you'll keep your video on while you're introducing yourselves. For those of you who are on a computer and you're using Chrome, you should see 4 little videos pop up, and at the top right you'll see an icon that has a big square and then 3 little squares underneath it. And if you click on that icon, you'll switch to follow the speaker mode, and that means who's ever speaking will pop to the top in that larger box, and then everyone else will kind of drop down into the bottom squares. And then you can go back to the group mode because that icon turns into 4 little boxes of equal size when that happens. So Brian, just introduce yourself and tell us your favorite city to visit.
All right. Well, I'm Brian Munn. I'm an instructional designer on the e-learning team. And my favorite city that I want to go visit again is Madrid.
Thanks, Brian. Katrina, I know you already introduced yourself, but maybe tell us a city you like to visit.
I actually just realized that I did not introduce myself. I introduced you, but I forgot to introduce myself. Katerina Stoops, e-learning faculty development coordinator, and my favorite city to visit is probably Dubrovnik. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's in Croatia.
Cool. Thanks, Katrina. Erin?
Hi everybody, I'm Erin Thornberry and I'm the Director of eLearning. I would love to share my video with you, but I'm multitasking at the moment, so it would be a very, it wouldn't be a great angle, let's just put it that way. So my favorite city to visit would probably be, I'd love to get back to Victoria.
Beautiful city. Michelle?
Michelle Bishop. I work in the e-learning department. I am jack of all trades, master of none. At some point, if you've ever emailed Blackboard support, you've gotten a reply from me. And I would like to go back to New York City and spend more than 12 hours there.
Probably a good idea. Cool. Thanks, Michelle. Allison. And also, if you don't have a microphone or could call in, you can go ahead and start typing yours in the chat, and then when you're ready, you can hit enter.
Hi, Allison. I'm up?
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm now multitasking a little bit too, so I'm going to put my pencil down. Yeah, hi, my name is Allison Kelsey. I'm a graduate of the CityU MBA program, class of 2014, and I'm really excited to start teaching for CityU this summer.
Great.
Is that good enough? I can go on. But
if you want to go a city you'd like to visit, or
right,
like.
Right. You know, I was this close to doing a trip this summer with my sister that would start in Trieste and go up into Slovenia and Croatia. And we're super excited about that, but we had to reschedule. So I would just love to explore that area, hopefully in the near future.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, talk to Katrina. Apparently she's been to Croatia as well.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Allison. Catherine. Catherine, I can see your mic came on and it looked like you were talking, but I couldn't hear anything. It was working really well earlier. You might want to try refreshing the browser page and then try turning on your mic again. Okay, so Catherine would like to visit, or likes to visit, Seoul, South Korea. Oh, that's where you met your husband. That's cool. Thanks, Catherine. Christine.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great. I probably would like to visit Paris. I haven't been there in a while, and I'm going this summer, and it's a place I used to live, and looking forward to seeing the changes. So that's going to be my city today.
Thank you, Christine.
Was I supposed to
Hongi.
introduce myself? I'm sorry.
No
Maybe
worries.
it's too late. Okay, no worries. Okay.
Hello?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. You can hear me?
Uh-huh.
Hi, okay. Hi, this is Hong Douglas from Wall. I'm excited to learn new educational tools here today, and I would love to travel to Paris sometime this year because it's a beautiful city and I want to practice the French I have learned. Not much, but I'm excited.
Yay! That's exciting. Thanks, Hong.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes, this is Ed Impey, and I teach project management primarily online. And the city that I would probably like to go back to is Washington, D.C. The last time I was there in 1984, I failed to take all the tours. In particular, I would like to see the wall, as I'm a Vietnam vet.
Oh, that's very cool. Yes, you should do it. Thank you, Ed. Kathy.
See if I can get a microphone on.
Yes, I can hear you.
There you go. I have no idea which one of these two I'm using. Favorite city, you know, I'm going to have to go with Seattle. Even though I grew up here, a lot of things have changed. There are a lot of museums I've never visited, and I just would like to get the Northwest a lot better.
Cool. Thanks, Kathy. Mark.
Well, I've been all over the world. I was in the Navy and for a lot of years, and so I've seen a lot of places. The most beautiful one I saw was Victoria, BC, so I would like to go back there. I think it's absolutely beautiful on the waterfront down there.
Awesome. Yeah, I love Victoria as well. Pollyanna.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. I also like Seattle the best, but if there's any city I want to go back, it will be Victoria Island.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
We got 3 Victorias today. I don't have to go anywhere else in the world, apparently. I just need to go over to Victoria. Cool. Thank you, Pollyanna. And Randy. Feel free to type in the chat if you... Oh, microphone on. All right, Randy Freeman. She works in TESOL and would like to visit Quebec City again. She lived there one summer many years ago. Oh, that's fun. I've actually never been to Quebec. Thank you, everyone, for introducing yourselves, getting to know each other a little bit. So that's kind of how you have a discussion and see many videos. So if you're using Chrome, you probably saw at least 4 videos. If you're using Firefox, you might have only saw 3 videos. And then if you're using any other browser, you probably only saw 1 video, whoever was talking. So that's something to keep in mind when you have students joining. It's preferable for them to use Chrome or Firefox, especially if you're having a face-to-face kind of discussion where you want to see the most videos. So the next thing I want to show you is chat. There are several options when it comes to chat. You can have the default option, which is just you have an everyone chat where everyone sees the chat and there's just one of them. There's also a moderators chat. So you can see if you look at your participants list, there's about 5 of us who are moderating. We actually have our own chat where we can help each other out or comment on things throughout the session so that you guys don't have to worry about what we're saying. And then there's a couple of other options you can put on. The first is allowing everyone to chat with everyone else in one-on-one. And this will always be monitored by moderators. So when you talk with each other, we can see what you're telling each other. And then the other option is for just everyone to be able to chat with moderators. So participants can't chat with each other, but the moderator can chat with the participants, or the participants can start a chat with the moderator. So this comes in handy when there's an issue going on. So one of us can just be one-on-one chatting with someone to help them through an issue or answer questions, so that everyone else doesn't have to see the pop-ups and come through in the main chat. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So you'll see the lovely mirror image again. And on the right-hand side, you'll see the attendees, and then it automatically dropped to share content here. But at the bottom, if you hit the little bubble, which is the chat, you'll probably just automatically be in the everyone chat channel. And if you're recording, this is the only chat that gets recorded, and it will show you that it's recording at the very top. But you'll notice there's a little previous panel caret icon here, and if you click on that, you'll see there are many different channels. So we have my chat channels, which I'm in, so we have the moderators chat, everyone chat, and then Allison was chatting with me one-on-one. So what I'd like you to do is chat with someone, and to do that, you can either click here and start typing their name, and when they come up, you can click on their name and then start chatting. The other way to chat with someone is just to go to the attendees list and click on the three dots next to their name and click on send a chat message, and that will open up a chat with them. And you can ask them a question and chat with them individually. So then as a moderator, I'll see the supervised channels when you chat with each other, so I can jump in if need be as the instructor. So go ahead and chat with each other and try it out for a second. Yay, great. Okay, so the other thing you can do that I'll show you from here is you can change people's roles within Collaborate. So here on the attendee list, we have all of you. So we have the moderators up here, and moderators can do all of the bells and whistles when it comes to Collaborate Ultra. And so they can record, they can share their screen, they can do breakout groups, they can do polls. And then you have what's called a presenter, and a presenter can do kind of in the middle. They can share their screen, they can share the whiteboard, they can share files, but they can't record, and they can't see the moderator chat, and they can't change settings, that sort of thing. And then you have participants, which can do basically your audio, your video. They can write on a whiteboard or a screen, which we'll see a little later, but just like the basic abilities. So we had Gaynell, who does not look like she could join us, and Teresa, who couldn't join us. They wanted to try role changes, but I guess I'll just show you. Unless someone, if you want to try changing someone's role, you could raise your hand and I will change you to a moderator for a minute so you can change someone's. All right, Christine. So to change someone's role, you go to their name in the list, and in the three dots on the right, you'll click on it, and then whatever options are available will be here. So you can make them a moderator, you can make them a presenter, or if they're a presenter, they'll have make participant here. So I'm going to make you a moderator, and you'll see she'll pop up here. And then Christine, go ahead and make Ed a presenter. So open up your attendee panel, find Ed, and boom, he's a presenter. Perfect. So then to take her back to a participant, or I'll just click on that and make participant, and the same with Ed. And you'll notice, except I can't right now, that Ekaterina, will you turn your microphone on for me?
Yes.
Okay. So if someone comes on right in the middle of your presentation and they have their microphone on, and you just need to quiet their microphone really quickly, you can go to the attendees panel, find their name, turn it back on, and click on those same dots again, and you'll find the mute icon. So I can automatically mute them, and it will tell her that she's been muted by the moderator. Additionally, if you have everybody talking maybe at the same time and they're trying to talk over each other and you need to mute everyone, up at the top of the attendees is more options, and you can mute all, and that will mute everyone but yourself. So sometimes that might come in handy. Yes, Christine, you have a question?
No, I don't have a question. I raised my hand and it never came down.
Okay, I will lower it.
Thank you.
Allison, did you have a question?
I was wondering if I could try the moderator settings real quick.
Yeah. So I'm going to hit moderator for you. And then feel free to promote anyone to presenter, or you can mute my mic if you'd like. And then Allison, if you'd like, if you want to share a PowerPoint or a PDF if you have it, would you be willing to?
Sure, I think I could probably find one.
Okay, so I'm going to show everyone how to do it first, and then I'll have you do it, if that's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so to share a document, you'll open this panel down here. Sorry, do it too many times. And there's a little box with an arrow coming out of it that when you hover over it says share content. So if I click on that, and if you are a moderator or a presenter, you will see these primary content options here. And one of them is share files. So if I click on share files, I can add files here. So the only ones that Collaborate Ultra allows at the moment are PowerPoint files, PDF files, and image files. So what I would do, and Allison, whenever you're ready, you can click add files and find the file that you want to show, and we'll click on it and it will upload it and convert. So if it is a PowerPoint, it actually converts it into images, and you will lose any interactive pieces you have in that PowerPoint. So if you have a video, if you have links out to places, those will not be live within Collaborate if you share them this way. So once it's there, you highlight it, and then you click on Share Now. And then you will see it on the left. And this is only one page, so there's no back and forth here. And it's quite large, top and down wise. So if you want to make it bigger, and this is only, you are the only one that will see this, at the top left, there's a little box with a magnifying glass in it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click on that, it'll bring you some options. And if you hit the plus plus one, it will zoom it in. And it's only zooming it in for you. So everyone else sees it zoomed out or however they have it. Woo! So it looks like Allison was able to upload a PowerPoint. Yes, Mark, did you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I have that little magnifying glass and all those controls as well.
Yes, so everyone individually will have it, and if you use it, you're using it only for you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah. So if you're highlighting and going in on, zooming in on it, no one else will see your zoom. Okay, so yeah, okay, so someone started drawing, which is a great segue into the next thing. So on any of these things you share in the files, you can actually write on it. So at the top left above the magnifying glass controls, there is a little pencil, there's a box, there's a T. If you click on any one of those, it will allow you to draw and type and make squares and circles and lines. So this is really nice.
What does the
You have
hand do?
the what?
There's a right next just to the left of the pen. Yeah, the hand.
That's a pointer. So if you click on that, it allows everyone else to see your hand, and so you can actually point things out on the screen.
Oh.
So if you just have your regular pointer, no one else can see that. You can see it, but no one else can see it. So if you click on the little hand with the finger pointing, you can point things out for people. Yes. Did someone have a question? Hongying? You can write your question in the chat, or you can just turn on your mic and... Okay. Hongying, did you have a question? Pollyanna?
Yeah, on my next to my name, there is no attendee control. How can I get it back?
There's no attendee panel?
Yeah.
There should be a little purple icon now at the bottom right.
No, I'm talking about on the attendees list.
Uh-huh.
And then everyone has a control, a small circle with some dots next to it.
Uh-huh.
Is that important? I don't have that next to my name.
Oh, next to your name. It's because it's yourself.
Because of myself, yeah. So.
Yeah. So if you are a participant, if you're in a participant role, I believe you will not see the ... next to your name, because you can't chat with yourself, and you don't have any permissions to make yourself a different role.
Okay.
But if I were to change you to a presenter, you might see some dots next to your name.
Still not.
No? Let me make you a moderator. Can you see them now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you must be, I guess, a moderator to see your own options for yourself.
Okay.
Good question. Yeah. Hongying, did you have a question as well? feel free to just turn on your mic and if you have a question.
I always this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear me now, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So a couple of seconds ago, we talked about sharing a document, and also we can use the pencil to draw. But my question is, can I write on it, like write my comment on the document, on the shared document?
Yeah. So if I share
the bus
this one.
transit. Okay.
Let's go here. It'll give us a blankish screen.
Yes.
If you click on the T,
okay,
and then click anywhere, you can actually type out something.
Thank you.
And if you want to edit it, you double click on it, and then you can actually edit it. And then click out, and there's an edit. And if there's anything you want to make bigger, if you want to move it, just click on it and then drag it and it'll move. And if you want to make it bigger, click on it and pull any of the corners out and it will make it bigger.
Okay. Just click on the T, the text, and then...
Yeah, the actual text that you already wrote, and then you can make it bigger. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And
Thank
then,
you.
yeah.
This is helpful. Thank you.
As a moderator, I have a little eraser tool next to the T where I can clear everything at once. But if you want to clear just one thing, you can use the little pointer, the very left one that says select when you hover over it, and just click on that one thing and hit delete, and it will just delete that one thing. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is breakout groups. So a lot of you were interested in seeing what that looks like. So breakout groups are really great when you have a large group, kind of like we do today, where you can break people into kind of their own mini sessions within Collaborate Ultra and have them talk about something, do something, and then pull them back together within the same session without having to click on links and have multiple sessions going at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do it, and then we're actually going to do it. So I'm going to stop sharing that and share my screen. So you should see the lovely mirror screen here, and pay attention to this side. So we have on the share icon down here, the very last one is breakout groups. So if I click on this, it gives me a bunch of options. So you can randomly assign people to groups, or you can custom assign them to groups. So if you already know who you want in the group, you can custom assign. And then you can say, I want a specific number of groups. I can add groups. And then I would just drag and drop people into the different groups based on who I wanted in what group. The randomly assign gives you just automatically randomly assigned into rooms. So you'll see that the participants are here in 2 different groups, 4 and 5 members, and then the moderators are left in the main room, and I don't want that. So I'm going to come back up here and include the moderators in the group assignment, and it splits them between the 2 groups. So one thing to pay attention to, oh, you can't do that. I'm going to allow you to switch groups so you can see what it's like to be a moderator. So as a moderator, you can actually go to the attendees panel, and each group will be there, and everyone who's in the group will be listed under the group, and there'll be a little door with an arrow next to the group, and you can actually hit that door and move into the other group. So as a moderator, if I'm the only instructor and I have 2 or 3 groups, I can actually use that door to jump between the rooms and check on the groups while they're in their breakout session. So what I'd like you to do is spend maybe 2 minutes in the group, and feel free to share the whiteboard, which your moderator can help you find And then you could share your desktop if you're feeling exciting, and just kind of play around with it. You could share the whiteboard and type and draw on it if you'd like. So just about 2 minutes, and then I will type in the main chat when I'm going to pull you back into the main group, and then we'll come back and wrap it up. So when I hit start down here, you're going to see a black screen, and it's going to say sending you to group 1 or group 2, depending on which one you're going to. And then it'll pull you into the room, and then you can start talking. It will only be your group, and then it will look very similar when I pull you out. You'll have the black screen, and then it will come back together. So let's go. Welcome back. You're still getting a few more coming back in. Yes, Allison, I was going to say, anyone have questions about what we just did?
So I think I need to practice this more. I found it a little disorienting at first.
Yeah, definitely.
I did end up figuring out how to switch back and forth and created my own group, and I thought I was adding people to it, which is probably weird for them, but then I think I got lost in the navigation and I couldn't figure out how to go enter that super fun group that I created and add people to.
Okay. Yeah.
So there was that, and then the other kind of question was, is it typical if you've got, a large class and you create several groups to have someone moderate for you, or, kind of provide that assistance, or is it advised that just the instructor is the moderator over all the groups?
I think that would really just be up to you. I don't think it would be a bad thing to have a student be a moderator there to help you out. You'd kind of just probably need to give them a little more tutelage on what they need to be doing. But I think it's fairly this is one of the tougher tools to use. So having just a main session with everyone there to start with, and kind of starting out with the most simplest tools first and adding little bits and pieces here as you go is a little bit easier for students than jumping right into a breakout group the first time they use Collaborate. So, yeah. Mark, yeah.
So in new faculty orientation the other day, we recorded our group meeting using Collaborate Ultra. And I recorded it. I ain't got a clue where it's at or where it went to or how I can access it.
Okay, so you're in luck because I actually have that course open and I'm going to share it. And we had that question last time. So in the class, in Collaborate Ultra, quick links Collaborate, Collaborate Ultra. In this area is where all of the sessions and the joining is. And in the top left-hand corner, there's going to be 3 dashes, which is a menu. And if you open up that menu, you'll see recordings here. And in this area is where all the recordings will pop up. So if you're group 4 or group 3, that's your recording. And sometimes it can take a minute or 30 seconds, and sometimes it can take up to an hour to appear here. And that's either dependent on Blackboard or on how long your recording is. So if it's a 2 or 3 hour long recording, it's going to take a longer time than if it's a 10-minute recording. Does that help?
Yes, ma'am, that helps a lot. That's ours. Group 3 was ours. So we kind of forgot. We got about halfway through it and then realized we were supposed to be recording. So it was only 10 minutes.
We did this, I promise. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is a poll. And you'll notice when I did breakout groups, and if you were sharing the whiteboard or your screen in the group, in the breakout group, that there's a polling option. So in my files, I have a poll question. So polls are really only numbers. So I have 3 choices here for you. You'll see a little pop-up at the bottom of your screen. And the question is, which tool is your favorite so far? We have immediate feedback as 1, writing on the screen is 2, and breakout groups is 3. So you can choose 1, 2, or 3 in the little poll. And as the moderator, I see how many people are here, and in the attendees panel, I see who answered what. And when I'm ready, I can show responses to everyone so that everyone can see who, or not who answered, but the number of answers for each one. So it's a fun little exercise to do. So the more numbers you have, the more answers to your poll you have, the more you want to have either it written on the whiteboard or written in a PowerPoint slide like I have here. But there is the option for a yes/no question. And 2 choices. And if you do one of these, it's nice to say the question out. Yes, no, it's easy. But if you have a 1 or 2, to say the question and say it multiple times so that students can hear it while they answer. So that is polling. And I think we're out of time, so I'll let Ekaterina wrap it up, and you can type on the screen about what you learned.